Today's workout is workout number 8 from the C-section recovery plan. This workout is designed specifically for my C-section mamas, and it will help heal, rebuild, and strengthen your body post-C-section. It's also great for any postpartum mama or anyone recovering from surgery or an injury. We'll work for 50 seconds and rest for 10. All you need is a mat. Make sure you've done workouts 1 through 7 before moving on to this one. Let's get started. Hey mamas, welcome to workout number 8 from our C-section recovery plan. Make sure you've done workouts 1 through 7 before moving on to this one. Like the others, we'll work for 50 seconds, rest for 10, and we're gonna challenge you this workout. So let's get started with our quadruped shallow breathing. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a deep breath. Inflate that belly, exhale, deflate, and let's go. Since you've done this, last several workouts, I'm not gonna talk anymore, we're just gonna go. Almost there, 10 seconds. And relax. We're gonna go to that bird dog crossover like in the previous workout. So opposite arm and leg are going to lift, and then we're gonna touch that knee to the elbow. Ready? Here we go. Lift, knee to elbow, extend, and light tap on the floor. Let's repeat, same side. So we're gonna stay on that first side for the 50 seconds and then switch. So try your best to meet in the middle here so you're not shifting your weight back. We want to keep those shoulders over the wrists and then bring that knee forward rather than shift back to try to get the knee to the elbow. So if you do this, you're going to lose your balance, right? So you'll know right away you're losing that technique. So come back here, take it slow, and you might not be able to touch your knee to your elbow, and that's totally fine. Do what you can do if you cannot cross over, but what will help is, again, that forward positioning with the shoulders over wrists and then tucking that hip under with the knee so you can really get into those obliques. And rest. We're gonna do the same thing, other side. Keep that core tight and let's go. You might find one side's a little easier than the other, and that's totally normal, but that's why we do this unilateral training, so we can even out the muscles, get strong on both sides, because the strong side will always compensate for the weaker side. So when we isolate them like this, they have to work evenly. Pushing through that hand on the floor. Remember, tuck that hip under to rotate that knee to your elbow. So you're not just bringing the knee forward, you're rotating and trying to get that crossover position. Great for coordination, makes you think too. And exercises that make you think, make you smarter, you burn more calories. And rest. Okay, we're gonna move on to that glute bridge. This time we're changing it up. Both heels on the floor. We're gonna lift the hips and abduct. So we come up, abduct, in, and light tap. Up, out, in, tap. So knees just go out and in a couple inches. We want to keep that weight in the heels. You want to make it harder, don't touch your butt to the floor. As you drive up, you squeeze your glutes, pull your belly button in toward your spine. Try to relax your neck and shoulders. Great for those outer hip muscles, the pelvic floor, and the core. You gotta have glute bridges in a core workout. These glutes are the biggest muscle in your core, so we gotta work them hard. All right, staying on the ground. This time we're gonna go to that supine march. You know this one. Let's take it to level 1. Knee comes over hip, light tap and switch. Stay here or switch mid-air with me. Level it up. Knees stop over the hips. Light tap. If you want to make it even harder here, try taking your legs further away from your body. Do you feel that increase in core pressure? Yeah, only do it if you can keep your low back toward the floor, belly button pulled in, you know the drill. Even if it means you slow it down to do the more advanced variation, try it. Maybe even just a couple, you can go back to that modification if you need to. Almost there, 5 seconds left. And rest. Okay, we're moving on now. This time we are going to do a double bent leg lift. So we start with both feet on the floor, both knees come over the hips, and then slowly lower down. So we lift with control and we lower with control. Light tap. So those toes, I want them to barely touch the floor. Why? I don't want you using your feet as leverage to push off the floor. I want you using your core to lift and lower the legs. Stopping right over hips so that pressure stays in the lower abs. Low back pressing toward the floor. You're gonna feel it lift a little bit, and that is natural, but if there's a big arch and you can put your hands under there, that's too much. Go back to that supine march as your modification here. And this one is quite a bit more challenging, so if you need to, alternate between the march and this one and help your body acclimate to it. These workouts are designed to be done one after the other in a sequence, but you can always repeat one of the workouts a few times if you feel like you really need to master those moves. Okay, we're moving on now. We're gonna do a bent leg lift to an extension with a reverse crunch. All right, let's go to that reverse crunch. So we go up, little lift at the tailbone, bend, and tap. Up, little lift, bend, and tap. So that pressure is in the core as you lift and lower the legs, and on that reverse crunch, if you can, lift that tailbone. But if that's too intense, just keep that tailbone on the floor and focus on that lower back staying down. Make sure you're not gripping too much through your hands here, so you're not taking that pressure out of the core and just trying to compensate with other muscles here. It's a good exercise for those lower abs here. It's a good challenge if you can lift that tailbone, but if not, no worries. You'll get there. All right, let's rest. We're gonna move on this time, straight leg circles. So we did the bent legs, this time straight legs. So we're gonna go down, around, and up. Here we go. Both legs together, down, split the legs, go around and up. So lower back is down, belly is pulled in. I'm starting small here, barely taking those legs forward before I make the circle. If you're ready for it, go a little bit further down. If this is too intense, or in general, if the straight legs is too intense, go to the bent knee variation. Your legs don't have to be perfectly straight here either, don't sweat that. It's more about the levers. So straight legs is a longer lever than the bent legs. So it's gonna be more challenging for your core and for your quads. You're gonna feel it there too. Try your best to relax those quads. They're gonna feel it, but make sure you're not compensating by gripping through the legs and lifting your low back. That's when you know it's not working for you. Okay, rest. We're gonna move on to alternating leg drops. So legs up to the sky, front leg, then back leg. We're gonna tap that heel if you can. Straight to the floor, tap, and lift, other side. So you're gonna feel those quads here, that's normal. If you need to, bend the knees if that's too intense, or just take a longer break. But again, we wanna go back to that strong foundation. So lower back pressing toward the mat, belly pulled in. I like to put my hands on my core here and feel it really working. And if you need to alternate doing the bent legs, the reverse march, and the straight legs, you can do that. Just take a couple and reset. We do this one in a lot of the videos in the last half of this program in the C-section recovery plan because it's so good for those deep core muscles. It makes you slow down and control the movement, which is such a good reminder. We need to think more like that rather than speed and how many can we do. Okay, onto your feet. Enough talking on my part. We gotta go to our good morning. So feet under hips, Hands across your chest, here we go. Push the hips back, up and squeeze those glutes. Again, another move we do throughout the plan because it is such a good back body movement, great for our posture, our core. And usually our core, our posterior chain is weak, and that anterior chain, the front of the body, is tight and overactive, so we want to do our part to strengthen the back of the body. Keeping that chin tuck, make sure you're not looking up. You're looking about 6 feet in front of you when you come down. Couple more here. And rest. Okay, we're gonna move on to our deep squat. This time we're gonna do a bottom half. So feet wide, toes out slightly. We're gonna squat down and stay low in the squat. So watch this. We go down, halfway up, down, halfway up. It's gonna be quite a bit more challenging because that burn is gonna stay in the legs for the entire interval. If that's too intense, you stand up a little bit further, or you stand all the way up. Or you don't even have to touch the floor. You can just do the bottom halves with your hands up here and not go as low. But we are in workout number 8. So if you're ready for it, might as well give it a shot, right? Respectfully challenging your body. That's what we're doing in these workouts. We're listening to what our body wants and needs, but we're not afraid to push the boundary, especially when we're this far in the plan. We don't get stronger by doing the same things over and over. We get stronger by changing the body so it has to adapt. Okay, monster walks. Come to the end of your mat, feet under hips, hands in front of your chest. We're gonna squat down, low in that squat, walk it out. Couple to the right, couple to the left. Let's do 3 each way, the length of your mat. You can go more if you've got more space. So you wanna go leading with the hip, right? So we're not turning the foot out. We wanna keep those feet forward, hips back, chest up, and shoulders back. So that weight's in your heels, just like in the squats. And we're keeping that hip, that knee, that ankle all in a straight line. We're more than halfway there. If you can, drop it a little lower for me. But again, lower does not mean you hunch over. It means you drop your hips, not your chest. Couple more. And rest. We're moving on to a backwards lunge. So let's face the side, feet under hips, hands in front of your chest. We're gonna alternate stepping back. Here we go. Front leg steps back and forward, back leg. Back and forward. So lightly kiss that knee on the ground. Drive through that front heel, stand up tall, squeeze the glute, pull your belly button in toward your spine. Keep maintaining that good posture here. If you feel like you're ready, you can pick up the pace a little, but again, keep that nice deep lunge. Don't compromise your technique. And rest. Okay, we're moving back to those inchworms. You know the drill, hips low. Bear plank is an option at the bottom. Here we go. So either knees touch or we hover and hold that bear plank for 1 second. If you're not doing the plank hold, then you're moving through it the whole time. So we get even a little bit of cardio with this move. Crawling movements are so great for the body. If you just had a baby, you're a C-section mom, your baby's gonna crawl before they walk, right? That's them strengthening their core, their hips. We're doing these same crawling patterns here, taking us back a few years to help us reconnect to our core. And that's so important after birth, especially a C-section, to reconnect to the core. One more and we'll be done. Done with this one at least. Rest. Okay, we're gonna move on to a side plank with the legs extended. So legs straight, Elbow under shoulder, lift the hips, and if you want, you take that top arm, you reach up. Now I'm gonna give you a couple options here. You can bend the bottom leg and place it on the floor. That's your first modification. Second, scissors the legs, so the top leg goes front, or stack the feet for the hardest option. I want you to make sure you're pressing through your forearm and you're not collapsing, dropping your hip, ear toward your shoulder. You wanna push that hip up, reach with the top arm, it helps, trust me. And then pull that belly button in toward your spine. Use your obliques to stay lifted. It's not cardio, but it feels like it. We've got 10 seconds left. All right, we're coming up on our final exercise right here. Forearm plank, other side this time. So reset elbow in line with hip, 90 degrees in that arm, legs straight, reach. Again, lift through the underside of your waist. That's the focus here, pulling that belly button in. Feel those obliques. If you need to, scissor or drop that bottom leg, but stay with me. You got 30 seconds. Isometrics, holding the exercise. Such a good endurance challenge, a good way to just connect to how that core is feeling. An awesome way to finish. Stay with me, 10 seconds. And we're there. Whew. Workout number 8 is done. So you've got 2 workouts left. I hope you'll stick with us for the final leg of the plan. Your core has healed, it's gotten so much stronger, and we've got 2 workouts to really rebuild your abs. So let me know what you think of this one in the comments, and I'll see you back here for workout number 9.